the time and talks about the coaches that he misses on.
Yeah.
But he has identified guys like, Brom and so on over the years. Cignetti, he was talking about Cignetti long before Cignetti became the talk of the town in college football at Indiana. In fact, when Bartu said his name several years ago, I went, I didn't even understand what he was saying. I thought he was ordering pasta off a menu or something. I was like, what? Who? Because nobody knew who Cignetti was the 2 or 3 years he was at Bama as a wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator 15 years ago. But this is a wild playoff. I mean, you got Pete Golding, who's now the head football coach at Ole Miss, which is weird. You have Carson Beck, who's the starting quarterback at Miami, which is weird because Ole Miss and Georgia played last year in Oxford, and Ole Miss dominated that game, and Carson Beck did not play well. And Pete Golding was the DC for that game. And then on the other side, we have this real weird, quirky guy who didn't get a Power 4 job, and it was considered a crappy Power 4 job when he took it. Curt Cignetti gets this job after waiting 40 years in coaching at the Power 5 level. And then you got Dan Lanning, who's kind of a wild man out in Oregon. I know Lane could dominate the headlines with what he would say, whether it was weird and quirky or spot on, depending on what was going on and what we were trying to tackle in the world of college football as far as the new iteration. But Lanning is a wild man too. There's not as much spotlight out there in the Pacific Northwest, especially college football, but not even for the pro sports, as there is in this area of the country and with the SEC. But Dan Lanning, the head coach at Oregon, who also coached under Saban, all four did, is a wild man. And you can throw in other guys on their staffs, right? Like Joe Judge and other people that have also coached under Saban. Or in Joe Judge's, with his resume, he coached under Saban and Belichick. So he was at Alabama. He played at Mississippi State, ended up at Bama, and then ended up with Belichick and got a couple of rings. And then, New York Giants now ends up at Ole Miss. Lane says, "Hey, I'll take you. You've got NFL pedigree, and this is more of a minor league NFL game now." And they hit it off to a certain extent. And Judge is staying at Ole Miss to coach under Pete Golding and with John David Baker after this season ends. So we are the Out of Bounds Show. Your SEC Insider Hit this morning is brought to you by Total Transportation of Mississippi, TotalMS.com, competitive pay, TotalMS.com. They offer nationwide and regional routes, Total Transportation of Mississippi, all right? And travel the country, let them be your travel agent. Weekly pay and monthly bonuses and full benefits and frequent home time. Go to TotalMS.com today, TotalMS.com today, and apply with a great Mississippi company. The Out of Bounds Show is driven by Total Transportation of Mississippi. TotalMS.com. You can apply on the front page. Now, let's, do you want to do the Golding on Lane? Yeah, let's do that. ESPN 105.9 The Zone. We'd like to hear from you on the Golden Moon Casino text line. I need a score prediction tonight. I got one more Ole Miss bag cooler, maybe two, but I just saw one when I went back there and got some water in our little storage room full of goodies. Elijah Craig goodies, Volteo goodies, Tito's goodies, Anheuser-Busch, but we've still got an Ole Miss bag cooler. So I'd like to know on the text line, here's how you enter, and you could win. Are you listening on 105.9 The Zone or streaming the show? Where are you listening from? And I need a prediction, a score prediction tonight. Ole Miss, Miami in Tempe. Show is brought to you by the Golden Moon Casino. Text line 601-885-3776. This is Pete Golding on Lane Kiffin and how the program is set up.
November 30th, everything changed for you and your team when Lane Kiffin decided to leave for LSU. And a lot of people didn't think you would be here right now at the national semifinal in the Fiesta Bowl. So what is your message to Lane Kiffin, to all those who maybe have given up or lost hope, and you keep proving them wrong as you're here right now in Phoenix?
Yeah, I don't have a message for anybody else. I think our team had a message. They had a message about how they prepared and how they play and that they weren't tired of playing. And I do think the message is I'm replaceable, you're replaceable, our players are replaceable. Right? I think you want to build a program to where it's heading in the right direction, and one person, one player, or anything like that's not going to derail that. There's been too much invested in that, and it's been aligned correctly that one person is not going to impact something so drastically. If it is, it's probably not built right. Right? If one coach in any sport can determine the outcome of it, he probably doesn't have a very good staff. Right? I mean, if one player can determine the outcome of it, we probably didn't recruit and create the right depth. Right? Or we didn't prepare him and be ready for his opportunity. And it's a team game. I mean, there's so many people that go into it. So the timing of when it happened, in my opinion, it couldn't happen at a better time for the players because everything was already in place. Right? Everything was on the track. It's headed the right direction. We got really good players. Right? There was already a culture created. They knew the expectation. The only thing that was different is who's running them out of the tunnel. And to be honest with you, I don't think the players give a damn who runs them out of the tunnel. Right? Does it make sense? They care about their plan. They care about getting held accountable, right? And how they're going to prepare. And they care about people that care about them. All right? And I think that's been the message our players have created. But I don't have shit to say to anybody else.
So the interesting part of that is Lane made the hire of Pete Golding.
Right.
And if Lane doesn't make the hire of Pete Golding and Joe Judge.
Right.
And Charlie Weiss Jr., who's pulling,
triple time.
Yeah, really triple time. That's a good point. Then this would not have worked. No. And then they drew Tulane, which was beautiful to kind of get everything settled down because they're light 50x times better than Tulane. So Pete Golding is spot on because of who Lane hired, including him, Pete, and others. They were able to, and they have really good players. They were able to do this. I think, though, if you want to back up for a minute, here's where Lane hit not the home run, but the grand slam. And it's a credit. Look, I know he's a narcissistic, blah, 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 blah. Okay. But you loved him when he was in Oxford. Yeah. Now you hate him. I think it's great. It's going to be an unbelievable storyline for this show. Y'all play September 19th next year. It's going to be incredible, blah, blah, blah. But I think where I'll take it a step further, if you will, or zoom out a little bit more, zoom in. Organizational structure. The organizational structure that Lane put in place is second to none in college football. And he did it with an NFL mentality because of the way he grew up, because of the year and a half he spent with the Raiders, and because of, I don't know how long his dad spent in the NFL. What he did is Lane was the first to commit to the scouting department. Now, Saban had done it in the era right before NIL and done it very well. In, let's just say, 2007, 8, 9, Saban set up the organizational structure that worked at that time. And it was really good. And it was no doubt an unbelievable scouting department that the University of Alabama had. And, of course, Kirby would take it and kind of set up the same thing in Georgia. But Lane took it and he built a new college football scouting, a more modern college football scouting department that was driven by NIL and the portal. And so Lane's organizational structure and the people that he put in place was nothing short of brilliant because he leaves and all those coaches that he hired have been able to keep this thing going. And Ole Miss has just as good a chance as any of the other three teams, or four, but counting them, but three teams to win the national. I mean, any of these teams could win it. Nobody's great. Nobody's dominant. This is not Bama from a few years ago, Georgia from a few years ago, 2019 LSU, Florida when they won it twice with Urban with Ohio State. These teams are just super evenly matched. And, I mean, really, you have to just peel back the layer because what do you think? There's not a fingernail's worth the difference. I mean, literally a whisker here between the four teams. Yeah, Ole Miss, Miami, so. Indiana, Oregon.
I thought so.
Yeah.
And then Indiana decided to drum Bama.
That's something that I think is going to be – that's lost right now because Ole Miss, Miami, and Indiana and Oregon are the talk of the town, and people are toasting them, and they should. But Bama not just getting beat, but getting totally embarrassed and dominated is something to keep an eye on. Ty Simpson going to the NFL. Of course, Bartu jumped into that timeline on Twitter or on X yesterday or the day before, and I'm kind of mixed up because we went to New Orleans on Tuesday and came back yesterday because the Lakers needed me and I needed to watch Luka and LeBron. I needed to watch LeBron play before he retired one more time and Luka play for the first time. But Bama, like Ty Simpson going to the NFL with no playing time experience under his belt is interesting. His dad, Jason Simpson, Mississippi State guy, UT Martin football coach, said, you saw it on ESPN.com and so on, that they talked to all 32 teams and none of them gave him a second round grade. Maybe that's an indictment of the quarterback class. Could Ty be good? Sure. But he has little to no playing time. In a world where Eli Manning and Dak Prescott, I think it worked for them because they played so much college football. And both of them were fifth-year seniors when they were drafted. And they were both able to play early. All these other guys from these powers that have been drafted in the first round the last 15 years, with the majority of them not panning out, I don't think it should surprise us.
No.
But Ty Simpson, NFL, we'll see. But Bama, talking about what are they going to do? One thing that, regardless of how good Kurt Cignetti is at Indiana, Bama people don't care. They don't look at Indiana. They don't care what's happened the last 2 years. They still don't look at Indiana and give them any respect. So to get embarrassed in the Rose Bowl in a quarterfinal game by Indiana,
right,
which is not even a basketball school anymore, it's got to hurt.
Yeah,
it's got to hurt. And the TVs were thrown through windows and things were thrown at TVs. And
love that.
Yeah, you love that, don't you?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah, you like a little WWE. See, Alabama fans are a combination of WWE and college football fans.
That is a very good point. Yep, that is because as soon as they lose, it's WWE.
You damn right it is. Now, that's what's driven them to win,
right, is
their crazy commitment. We're seeing that with Ole Miss now. It's always been there. Ole Miss had tried to find a path for decades post 1970 when the thing got out from under them and they stopped winning at a high level. And they knocked on the door and tried to find a path. And then Lane, Kiffin, organizational structure, and the most refined and talented and advanced scouting department in college football for this iteration of college football. That's what Lane did. Yeah. Saban did his, and Dabo did his to a certain extent, and definitely Urban Meyer did his at Ohio State and Florida, and Kirby did it at Georgia. But when you had to shed all that and find your new model and your new iteration. Most teams didn't. Lane, he literally got it in 5 seconds. He went, wow, this is what scouting department, and this is what I'm going to fill it with scouts and analysts. And we're going to be strong as hell watching all the other teams in the country and evaluating and analyzing and scouting so that we can go get good players. And Pete Golding knows the system. And right now they're riding the wave of Lane's 6-year momentum. And it's a ton of fun for Ole Miss fans. And there are thousands of them out there. Of course, it's early out there right now. And they'll bounce around and have lunch and play golf and all that and get ready for the 6:30 our time game. Boom. How about that?
Yeah.
I'm picking Ole Miss. You got Miami?
I think I got Miami.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Our YouTube line.
Even though Pete Golding looks like he could wrestle a bear, Mario Cristobal, I think, could take Pete.
Oh.
Mario's a big art. What do you think? You think?
Hey, boy, but that's a Delta boy.
That's a good. Well, he's a Southern Louisiana, but got Mississippi Delta in him. So
he got a lot of Delta in him. Where's he from in Louisiana?
I don't know.
It's
Hammond, somewhere near there.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So who has more of this in him between Pete Golding and Mario Cristobal? Cristobal was coached by Eddie O, right, at Miami. Here you go.
All right. And so this team's going to be built on, we're going to kick you in the teeth. All right. And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right. And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right. And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap and we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing.
Is that your approach as producer of the show?
For the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But out of those two, I think Chris Paul's got more of that. Pete's a little nice.
I don't know.
He's
man.
jabby right now, but he can be.
He has been salty. I think that's just, I guess, competitive juices. But, nobody expected Pete Golding to be the coach at Ole Miss.
Neither did Pete.
No. And then it all just played out, and now he's making $6.8 million. I mean, just a minute ago, he was trying to get out of Alabama. Things were not lining up. Lane hires him. It's a perfect fit. They were able to coexist damn near perfectly together. And Pete was what Lane needed, and Lane was what Pete needed. So it was a great partnership.
Yeah.
That's what you want in business and life.
Yeah, I mean, that audio we just played it was full of Pete essentially complimenting Lane.
No question.
I mean, he gave Lane
he was saying
a lot of credit.
because of the coaches we have. Well, Lane
Who put him in
hired
place?
those coaches.
Right.
Joe Judge,
The system.
Pete Golding,
You name it.
and all these guys. So this is a fascinating deal. And you will be locked in tonight. It will be, golly, all eyes on Ole Miss and Miami tonight. And a hell of a marketing, 3.5 hours, whatever, of marketing for both Ole Miss and Miami as far as their schools, which, Coral Gables, not bad to hang out in South Florida, right? And then Oxford and Ole Miss will be mentioned many a times too. So
A lot.
yeah. All right. What else do we? Oh, I want to go over this list. Well, we've got a bunch of predictions. I'll get into those in a minute. Let's segue here for just a second. We mentioned what's something that was socially acceptable in the 90s, but not today. And I went through some of the list. One of them that jumped out at me was making plans with someone multiple days in advance, not talking to them about it again, and just showing up without having to confirm that your plans were still on. Like, you would never do that.
No.
That was what was awesome. You would just be like, yeah, Saturday we'll do
there.
this. And you didn't talk again. And you just showed up.
He didn't have phones.
Right.
Oh, he had a house phone.
And then here's another one, mooning people.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it says
We phased that out?
it was a much more common prank back then.
It definitely was.
And people just accepted it. Try it now and you might get arrested, or you get a video or a snap of your backside.
Right.
Back then, nobody could take a picture when you mooned because nobody had anything to take a picture with.
That's right. I'd rather have a picture taken.
Okay. All right. So smoking in a restaurant. And you forget, like, Burger King had smoking
That's
sections.
crazy to me.
And of course, yeah, every bar smelled like an ashtray because I bartended in the 90s and people smoked all around me. I didn't smoke, but, people would come up to the bar and order a drink and fire up a lung dart.
I mean,
Every single afternoon and evening I was bartending.
I don't see what the problem is.
People smoked on planes. What were we doing?
Partying.
Shag carpet on planes and people are ashing. Oh my God. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. The Out of Bounds show is driven by your next spray-in bedliner or lift kit. RPT, Gluckstadt, Madison County, baby. Rick's Pro Truck. Trucks live here.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
All systems go.
Live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge inside the Bank Plus studio.
Is now awarded.
Live in the studio. It's the Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds. Streaming live worldwide on the Out of Bounds radio app. And on your radio at ESPN 105.9.
All set? Let's go.
The Zone.
Good morning. Welcome into the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Bo Bounds, Jackson Meadows with you. It's game day, Ole Miss, Miami. We've got some more audio for you that we will drop. And not this audio.
It's really despicable.
Whoops, I meant this one.
A guy named Sliced Bread.
I don't know if Sliced Bread is going to be in the stadium tonight with Ole Miss and Miami, but if you see him, hell, you may see him at lunch and have some Tito's Bloody Marys with him.
A guy named Sliced Bread.
We are the Out of Bounds Show. We're brought to you by Kessler Prime and the Renaissance, KesslerPrime.com, to make a reservation. We mentioned the planes going out of Jackson and Memphis airports, full of Ole Miss fans, and they're going to have more people there than Miami. I mean, Miami's a transient private school that even though they've had a big brand because of their success in football and, big names coming out of that program, it's not like they're built like Indiana. Indiana has 700,000 plus living alums, right? Jeez. And Oregon is a public university and a big one and so on. So we're streaming live on the Out of Bounds radio app and the Zone1059.com. TheZone1059.com. I do want to let you know that Martin's in Livingston is having a Fiesta Bowl watch party, at both locations. All right. So Martin's downtown and Martin's in Livingston. Fiesta Bowl watch party at both locations with discounted appetizers, beer, etc. And it is on their social media pages. Martin's downtown, Martin's in Livingston, both having Fiesta Bowl watch parties at both locations with discounted appetizers and beer for Ole Miss and Miami. I want to thank Thomas for correcting me. The game is in Glendale, and that makes sense considering that's where the stadium is. And so I totally botched that in the first hour of the show. Now, I'm not going to botch this, though. Pete Golding talking about Ole Miss recruiting, and I think he's basically giving you his strategy and philosophical approach because we've heard so much from him the last couple of weeks because Ole Miss has been winning in the college football playoff. This is Pete Golding on Ole Miss's recruiting.
And our guys love playing football. And so I haven't looked at anything outside. We got a really good group of guys and men in that building that want to be there, that want to provide a really good environment for our players, and our players want to win. And so I haven't got caught up in all the other stuff. It's just whatever the moment is. If it's a game preparation, let's get ready to play the game. If we're recruiting, let's recruit, and let's try to recruit better than everybody else. And I think Oxford has speak for itself. Ole Miss has speak for itself. I think a lot of things right now in college football and recruiting, a lot of people recruit based on tradition, right? We recruit based on trajectory, right? A lot of these places, they can go show them Heisman trophies. They can go show them national championships. Nobody in that damn building won them, all right? So, again, it's where's it at right now? What's the direction that it's headed? And so our guys see that. I think the recruits see that as well. So
that's Pete Golding talking about recruiting and his philosophy as far as taking over the reins at Ole Miss. He's 2-0 with wins over Tulane and Georgia. And they will play the U and Mario Cristobal. I'm not sure how many of our listeners knew who Mario Cristobal was just a couple weeks ago, but Miami is in the semifinals of the college football playoff. You do know who Carson Beck is because he was a starter at Georgia last year, and now he's the starter at Miami, and he's done just enough to get them there. But, man, in the trenches as far as speed and the ability to light you up, Miami's been pretty nasty, and they played two really physical teams to get here in A&M and Ohio State. So they didn't draw a layup to get into the Final Four.
Drew Barrett on our YouTube comment line section. Yeah, in our YouTube comment section. He
Barrett,
let us know
what's
that,
up, buddy?
Carson Beck has an 18% pressure rate. He's a Canes fan. He is 36-5. He'll do what he needs to do. He'll have 250 in the air, and Miami will have 100 yards rushing. Miami 31-24.
Okay. Well, it's overwhelming on the Golden Moon Casino text line, Ole Miss.
Sure.
The text line is 601-885-3776. But I like that Barrett gave us a prediction.
I like it.
And I like that we have some U fans that are, and we do have a couple of them on the text line, people that just follow the U because they started winning under Snellenberger, Jimmy Johnson, Dennis Erickson, and then that led to, people around the country following the U. I mean, with all their big name players that went through there.
We're actually U heavy on the YouTubes.
Are we?
Actually, that's actually all that's on there in the comment section.
I like to hear from these guys. Who else is on there?
Oh, we got Dr. Kane.
Dr. Kane for the Hurricanes.
I just can't. Either be truthful or lie to yourself.
That is so good. Does he have a prediction, or is he just saying, hey?
No prediction.
Okay.
He said, we just need to use rational thought and logic because Miami is that much better.
Oh, they may be better. They're not that much better. Neither team is that much better. Now, I guess it could get away from one of them tonight. That would surprise me. But I don't think either squad is that much better.
Our guy, Drew Boy, he says, man, y'all have got to stop. They are not evenly matched.
Is he a Cane?
He's a Cane.
So these guys just found us because we've been doing so much Ole Miss Miami stuff.
Woody said, when y'all said slight edge to Miami here, no more credibility. I'm out.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So I guess we'll come back and comment, and if things shake out differently.
I'm expecting a close game.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see. That's interesting that these Miami fans are on our YouTube.
Yeah.
You can go to YouTube, search Out of Bounds Sports, and that's our YouTube page.
We have a poll up right now, and the Hurricanes are currently dominating it. Who gets the dub tonight? And it's the Canes.
Okay. I'm glad you put a poll up there.
Yeah.
You put it on our YouTube page?
Yeah, if you go to YouTube's, you can see the poll and vote.
So, Out of Bounds Sports.
Yep.
Out of Bounds Sports is our channel.
Boom. Just
all right.
Click the live thing.
Golden Moon Casino text line 601-885-3776. Find us on X at Bo Bounds.
Nice.
And let's go. Tonight would be a good Budweiser and burgers, ice cold. And it's a great beer. The Budweiser caller line is 601-707-3750. 601-707-3750. Unnamed texter, we were talking about what's something that was socially acceptable in the 90s, but not today. This is pretty funny. Unnamed texter. Bo, back in the 1960s at our state universities, students and professors could smoke during class.
Yeah.
And there were several ashtrays to hand out to those who smoked when they entered class.
Heaters.
Serious, stupid stuff. Bill, that's funny. And then this guy talks about doctors and nurses smoking at the nursing stations in the hospital. Here it is. Fake Gannon. My wife was a nurse and said that she worked with some doctors who would smoke at the nurses' station. Incredible.
What else you going to do up there?
Well, there you go.
I ain't doing anything else. I'm just kidding.
Oh, man. Smoking in hospital. Sure, fire up a...
Dude, what's it going to hurt?
In between patients, fire up a heater.
Heater.
What is it going to hurt?
Yeah.
We're calling our nerves for surgery.
There you go. I bet they smoked in surgery rooms.
Confident.
You damn right they did in 1968 or 1974. We are the Out of Bounds Show. We're driven by your next GMC Sierra truck at Fowler GMC, FOWLER, FowlerGMC.com. Man, I feel like this show is flying by. It's weird. Some shows I feel like are 5 hours. Some I feel like are 30 minutes. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
I'd kick his ass out.
Pete Golding, Mario Cristobal in a steel cage match. Who you got? The Golden Moon Casino text line, 601-885-3776. Jackson, who do you have?
It's actually very easy here. There's a common saying that you should always stick to in life, and it's that you never fight anyone who has nothing to lose.
Okay.
Because you always lose.
Right?
Who's playing with house money?
Both of them.
Actually, Chris Paul is, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, he's got them into the semis.
Yeah, you damn right.
They're both playing with house money.
I'm still going Pete.
We didn't expect either team to be here.
No.
So
I'm still going to flirt with Pete there.
To me, I think Pete could, even though Mario's bigger.
He's big.
I think Pete's willing to go for the knees or be an ankle biter. And so it may be closer than I thought earlier, but I think Cristobal prevails.
How big do you think Golding is?
He's not big. I mean, what do you think he is? 5'10"?
Right
5'11"?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Stumpy.
I mean, what did he do? He played safety at Delta State?
Yeah.
So he was a little thumper at safety?
Oh, I bet he was.
South Louisiana boy turns Mississippi Delta State.
See, I don't know if I just that.
I mean, you have to eat pork chops and gravy 5 times a week if you play at Delta State. Period. I mean, it's part. When you sign the scholarship papers, it says it on there. You have to eat pork chops and gravy and mashed potatoes and gravy 5 days a week, or you can't play at Delta State.
That pedigree is. Hey, look.
I mean, ask the Delta State baseball players that are listening to this show right now. They know it.
Pete Golden is
Casey
6
and them
foot
know.
tall. 6 feet. Pete Golden.
That's exaggerated.
That's with high tops on and another pair of platform shoes. No, he's just a tough dude.
He's tough though.
That played ball at, you got to want it. Look, I say it all the time. If you're going to play at JUCO or you're going to play at Delta State, you have to love it.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to love the sport you're playing. You have to love the grind. You have to love working out all the time and riding on a bus and not having all and if you don't have it, you don't
minor league baseball kind of stuff. Sorry.
You have to love the fact that, hey, we don't have all the amenities. But then again, a lot of those guys don't ever know what the amenities are because they're going from high school or like JUCO to Delta State. But Pete Golding's a dog. I know I keep saying dog, and that's the Rivals mascot, but you know what I mean.
Carries.
I mean, hell, they called Billy Brewer Dog Brewer. And there are a lot of similarities. I mean, I think there's a lot of similarities between Billy Brewer and Pete Golding.
Yeah. You spell one D-O-G and one D-A-W-G, and you're good.
There you go.
That differentiates.
There you go.
But he spent how many years in Cleveland? That's Cleveland, Mississippi, man. Ain't much.
I don't know how many years he was there. Several years.
4 to 6.
Okay.
Well, I mean, obviously with GA.
Oh, he did the GA thing. Okay. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Want to say good morning, welcome in. I want to switch gears and talk about Josh Hubbard dropping 30 points last night against Oklahoma. So Mississippi State has really, really struggled this year in hoops. And, they looked bad at times. And now all of a sudden things are lining up a little bit. They're 2-0 in the conference. Nobody can stop Hubbard.
No.
And he's off the charts basketball IQ. He will share the basketball too. But last night, the three-pointer wasn't working, so he just absolutely abused Oklahoma in the paint and at the rim. He's so good because even though he's only 5'10", because of the way he's built, which is like a free safety, strong safety in football, and they begged him to play football, as you could tell from his build and athleticism, he can move you around where he wants you to be, and he's so smart and so basketball IQ intelligent that he can do what he wants to do, and he can score from all three levels on the floor, which is so. Last night they decided that they were going to make him extremely uncomfortable on the perimeter, so he just said, "I'll score all of my points at the glass and at the rim," and he did. and he's silky smooth. And at times they're double teaming him, and he's still dribbling through double teams and finishing at the basket and at the rim. And Oklahoma was kind of the hot team coming in at 11-3 and 1-0 in the conference, and talking about their super studs that they had brought in the portal. And they're good players. But last night, a Mississippi State team that's like Hubbard and then a bunch of meh did what they had to do, and give those guys credit. And when one of your players has 14 rebounds in college basketball, that's insane right there.
Was it a bunch of me-bounds or they're straight rebounds?
Dude, this guy was an animal last night on the glass.
Somebody's got to get that ball and
Well,
get it back to him.
it's kind of like your mentality on being the producer on the show.
I wish you could have
You
seen
are
it.
an animal when it comes to prep and everything else.
Man,
You're an animal.
It's very.
It's like you attacking a bowl of cereal at 1 a.m. That's the way you do this job.
That gets intense.
That's what happened with Mississippi State last night. Is one of their post players had 14 rebounds.
Boards.
I mean, what?
That's a bunch.
And how about 10 of them were defensive rebounds?
That's what I was. Okay, yes. That's
So
big.
that was the deal. Oklahoma couldn't buy a second shot.
That's dope.
And when you can't buy a second shot, you cannot have a bunch of scorers outside of Hub and beat a team that all the announcers were talking about was Oklahoma, 11-3, 1-0 in the league. And Hubbard shut that blank down at 30 points. And I know he was 1 of 7 from three-point land. Let me tell you something. He was super efficient last night, even going 1 of 7 from three-point land. And when you play 37 minutes and have the ball as long as he did, which was almost all the time, and you don't have one turnover, 37 minutes against an Oklahoma team that people are raving about, and you don't have not one time. I mean, even the best dribble it somewhere or throw an errant pass or something. Not one time in 37 minutes did he turn the ball over. And he was a machine last night.
I mean,
they were running. The whole Oklahoma team was running around.
He was
trying
he
to
was
get
double
him.
teamed. He was double teamed.
The whole Oklahoma team was running around, chasing him, and they couldn't get him. You know who it was like? Trinidad Chambliss against Georgia. The whole Georgia defense was running around trying to tackle or get Trinidad Chambliss on the ground, and they couldn't do it.
Are the dogs hot?
They are hot. You don't just go to Texas and win and then host Oklahoma, who was red hot. Now, look,
won 6 in a row.
The league is way down. Last year was the best the league's ever been. Absolutely loaded. Y'all know that. We had 2 teams in the Final Four. One of them won it, right?
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
Pretty easy there.
All right, Wes, what were you saying, man, about Hub or the game?
Well, I was just saying, he was double teamed, triple teamed. Epps, didn't have a great game last night. He only scored 6 points last night.
6 points, 2 of 7 from the field.
Yeah, when you're covered up that much and he still finds ways to make buckets, good gracious, he is a dog. No pun intended.
No turnovers.
So he's got like 7 games with 25 plus this year already.
Yeah, and he's averaging 34 points a game in SEC play.
It's early January. It's just January.
The kid's incredible. I mean, we have, he doesn't have the players around him that Trinidad does, but we have 2 special kids that we're watching play. Trinidad Chambliss at quarterback at Ole Miss, and Josh Hubbard, who basically plays every position for Mississippi State and can score at the rim at 5'10" whenever he wants because he's just so damn good. God, his basketball IQ. I love it. I love it. I love it. We're live in the Bank Plus studio. Lugan Bill coming up next. All right, we'll have some Tom Luganbill audio for you on Ole Miss, Miami throughout this segment. Good morning, welcome in. We'll take a look at the game brought to you by Eye Care Professionals, Dr. Kirk Jeffries and the team on Lakeland Drive. Cataract surgery, routine eye exams, cataract surgery, LASIK surgery, Eye Care Professionals, Dr. Kirk Jeffries and the team with 2 locations on Lakeland Drive, one in Jackson and one Flowood Belmead. Good morning, welcome in. I'm your host, Bo Bounce. And this is 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. It's game day with Ole Miss Miami. And
big, tall drink of water quarterback can really hum it downfield.
who would that be out of the quarterbacks left? Yeah.
Big, tall drink of water quarterback can really hum it downfield.
That'd be Fernando Mendoza, right? From Indiana? Yeah. Trinidad Chambliss is the most dangerous with his legs. And then Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner, hell of a player for Indiana. And then what do you kind of what? Dante Moore, Carson Beck. Yeah. So the biggest playmaker out of the 4 remaining QBs is Trinidad, with maybe Fernando as 1A. Is that fair? Or would you flip that and go Fernando 1 and Trinidad 1A?
Yeah, I think you have to. You're talking about the Heisman winner, man. He technically won it.
Did he really? Yeah. I'm kidding with you.
Hey, look, man, I don't see.
I just love how you said he technically won it. I don't know what that means, but I liked it.
Probably shouldn't have.
Do you think Trinidad should have?
Why in the world he wouldn't?
Okay.
Had he had 2 extra games to pad stats, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
He had the numbers, and you got to come from a winning team.
All right.
Why wouldn't he? SEC
Fair enough.
putting up them numbers.
I got a man crush on Mendoza. I do.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
Know what he looks like. Let's see.
Mendoza?
Yeah.
He's not going to have a problem getting a date. He's a face man, and he's 6'5", 230 pounds.
He looks like an angry bird.
Wow. He looks like an angry bird?
Yeah.
What? You're just throwing stuff out today.
That man looks just like one of them angry birds. Are you kidding me?
You know what?
Look, I'm about to pull up a side-by-side and post it.
These guys are a bunch of dumbasses.
That's what I think about when I think about my 2 producers this morning.
They are the same.
I mean,
These guys are a bunch of dumbasses.
good Lord. Do you even know what you're saying?
I nailed that. Again, I mean, dude, if they ain't
Fernando
twins,
Mendoza, Angry Birds. Tell me what you're talking
if
about.
they're not twins, I don't know what is. I'm going to get this side by side. You're going to see it, and you're going to be like, okay, all right, it's there.
He looks like a model, and he's a starting quarterback for Indiana.
I didn't say Angry Birds were ugly. Angry Birds, it's a game. It was a game.
I know what it is.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Back when.
Wilkes and Ella Hall played
That's
it.
right, yeah.
I remember, that was like a game from 7-8 years ago?
Yeah, right around.
Is that about right?
Did you play it?
No.
No, it was too much for me.
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
I did. I mean, I don't think I ever.
Have you ever? Wait, what about Snake? Back in the day.
I've never heard of it.
You've never what now?
I've never heard of
that's
Snake.
No.
I've never heard of Snake.
Are you kidding me? On the old Nokias and the old like the old little small brick phones. Oh man.
No, I guess
Wilkes.
I missed on the Snake phase.
You don't know? Oh my gosh. You remember Logic? It was a game on all the cell phones. It was whenever the cell phones only had like 3 games.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So those games made bank because that was all you had. Now we've got 5 million apps, right? So to separate yourself, it's extremely difficult.
I didn't think about that. They had 3 games on every phone. Those games
rolled. Those guys cashed out early. No, I haven't heard of Snake.
It was
what
like
was
a
it?
91 to
Was it like
97.
Frogger?
No, it had. I mean, it was very pixelated. It had one little snake. You went to go eat the little dots, and every time you ate a dot, the snake got longer and longer, and you couldn't run into yourself. So you had like a square to go up and around and eat a dot. I can't believe you didn't know that. Did
you play Snake?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'm about to say, there's no way.
Okay. All right. No, I didn't. I missed the Snake and what was the other one? Angry Birds.
Yeah.
But I knew about Angry Birds because people around me were
Fernando
playing.
Mendoza, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you say Fernando Mendoza is Angry Birds?
He looks like the thing.
Explain that to me.
I just got to get a picture and do the side by side.
Do you even know what Fernando Mendoza looks like?
He looks like an Angry Bird. Yeah.
How is it January Eighth.
Dude, I'm
And you are just now, you don't even know what, I mean, I can't go on my Twitter feed without seeing
Really?
Fernando Mendoza. No.
Well, yeah. Your X feed.
Yeah. Yeah. Find us on X at Bo Bounds.
Love that.
You didn't know what he looked
I
like.
have no clue.
You're the producer for a sports talk radio show in the SEC.
What Dante Moore looks like.
And
I told you, I don't know. I'm trying to decide Dante Moore stylistically. I'm struggling with that.
I like him, though.
Well, you hadn't even watched him play.
No, I like his hair.
Oh, gotcha.
That's about all I got.
I mean, he's a nice player. He's far from special because you can start to say that Fernando and Trinidad are. Carson Beck and Dante Moore are far from special.
Yeah, not a fan of Carson Beck.
Why? Just because of the girlfriend thing?
Nah, the tats. He shouldn't have those tattoos.
You don't like the tats?
Oh, man.
I mean, he is tatted.
He's tatted. I don't have a problem with tattoos. I don't think he should have those tattoos.
Okay.
I think they look he's doing too much. He's trying a little too hard. I'll tell him that. I mean, him and Mendoza looking like an Angry Bird. I'm going to show you a side-by-side, and you're like, okay.
All right.
You will. I got to make it, though.
Well, let's not do that during the show. I don't want you wasting your time on. You already like to do that on stuff that doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah.
So the text line is 601-885-3776. Do we have let's go ahead and tee up the Tom Luganbill, national college football analyst with ESPN. And we've got Luke's initial thoughts on the game tonight, Ole Miss and Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. When you look at this matchup, what is the first thing that jumps out at you?
How can Miami contain or minimize the off-schedule plays from Trinidad Chambliss? Mm-hmm. They've got to find a way to keep him in the pocket, because when he gets loose and now all of a sudden he starts improvising, good things tend to happen. And you've got to be able to limit those if you're Miami on defense. And, obviously Miami defensively along the front is an absolute handful. I mean, I'm standing on the sideline of the Cotton Bowl, Bo, and what they did to Ohio State, they should have been arrested for felony assault. I mean, it was an ass-kicking of epic proportions. And so I think Ole Miss is going to have their hands full up front in the offensive line. And to be honest with you, the thing that gets glossed over in this game is Miami might have the best offensive line in college football. They are loaded up front, and so I think how you limit and contain Trinidad Chambliss is where you start, because I think it's going to be a heck of a football game.
All right, Tom Luganbill was on the sidelines for the Cotton Bowl, and he was there for Miami and Ohio State, and Miami pulled away in the fourth quarter as they dominated in the trenches. Ohio State was a 9.5-point favorite in that game, and the Hurricanes did just enough on offense and then controlled the line of scrimmage to close out the game the last 15 to 18 minutes of the game. Weather, sunshine, women, what did Darius Rice tell us when he was in studio?
That was funny.
Basketball player came down to Mississippi State, Miami, and Mississippi State had the better offer, but what did he say? Miami had South Beach and the women.
Yep.
And that's why whenever they get rolling in one of their three sports, it's on. I mean, see, you don't remember this. Miami never won in basketball when they were awful. And then Leonard Hamilton and Stan Jones went down there and flipped it in 5 minutes. There's just places that you can do that.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden they started winning, and then they eventually won again later because Leonard got out of there and went to the Washington Wizards and so on. But of course, in baseball at times they've been good.
Yeah.
In football, they just lost their way with weird hires.
Well, you talking
like
about
Al Golden.
Coker?
Well,
or was Coker a weird hire?
He was promoted from within, I think, when Butch Davis took the Cleveland Browns job. So I think Butch was going to win and win big.
Right.
But the allure of the NFL, he couldn't say no. And so he didn't stay long. and I'm pretty sure they promoted Coker from within, and
They
he
did.
won it in 2001.
That's correct. They did.
It was kind of like Eddie O,
Yeah.
a loaded
yeah.
squad,
Ooh, that's good.
and even Larry Coker and Eddie O couldn't screw it up.
Well, they had Dorsey, McGahee, all the defensive players.
Defensive players for
Kellen Winslow.
Ray Lewis.
Oh, yeah. Was Ed Reed? Was Reed on that team?
I'm pretty sure Reed was on that team before
Bless.
going to the Ravens.
I mean, good Lord. They had a cornerback, too. I can't remember. I'll figure that out. Yeah, that was one of my first favorite teams.
I could see that.
Yeah, we like to win. Yeah, we like to win.
Yeah. I mean,
They won when I was 10.
sure.
So, yeah.
They were exciting and
And my neighbors
flamboyant
actually,
and cocky and all that stuff.
yeah, my neighbors had a kid that played
Jeremy
for him a
Shockey,
long
I mean,
time.
good gracious.
Shockey was there.
Yeah, Shockey.
Actually, the old Enos Proctor, Dr. Proctor, his grandkids actually played there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was kind of, they were my neighbors growing up, so I was kind of connected to you. They gave me a U hoodie for Christmas one year.
Did they really?
So that was it. That's, I mean,
Was
I
it green or orange?
Green.
Yeah.
Darn.
Uh,
Yeah, they told me I needed to like a winner.
Did they really?
Oh, yeah.
Is this what led to your Manny Ramirez obsession?
You know, now that I think about it, there's a shot that could have been like.
So it was the U.
It may have been.
You're 10 years old, and the Miami Hurricanes are winning. It's 2001. They beat Ohio State in the national championship game in a phantom call.
Was that Maurice Claret?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Was it not?
I don't think it was.
Okay.
I think Maurice was later
Okay.
in
Did
Tressel's run, but
did McGahee,
the timeline gets real fuzzy for me.
did he blow it out in the Fiesta Bowl that year?
Now that I don't remember.
I'll find it.
Santana Moss, Reggie Wayne.
That's it. They were
Reggie
loaded.
Wayne.
Santana used to be. Those
Clinton
guys were good.
Portis.
Yeah, Portis in the backfield. What were they doing?
They had backups that were first rounders.
Yeah. Oh my God. Was Edrin on that team?
No,
Okay,
he was already in the NFL with Peyton Manning and the Colts. Because they were a nice little duo early in Peyton's career with the Indianapolis. Now, Reggie Wayne would eventually join the Colts.
Right.
And Shockey would be with the Giants and Saints and so on, as y'all know.
Yep.
So it worked out for and Ray Lewis,
Andre Johnson.
with the Texans. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh boy.
He kind of did the Calvin Johnson
He did.
thing. He was great,
So
but on crappy teams.
Right.
You know, Calvin stayed in Detroit for the whole run, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And Andre Johnson, you know, that was an expansion team, and they couldn't get out of their own way. Wasn't he at the Texans?
Oh yeah, him and David Carr.
Yeah.
Because all you had to, I mean, literally, if you played Madden, all those games back then, you just hike the ball and just lob it up.
You just lobbed it up to Andre Johnson?
He's gonna go get it
Damn.
every time. It was nuts.
And then the U fell off the map for 20 years.
Yeah.
They weren't committed. Really, once Butch Davis's players were gone, and Coker, you know, couldn't, whatever. They won the
Right.
title.
Yeah, but that was that.
But it was a lot like Ed Ogeron.
Yeah.
You know, he was teed up with a team, and then give Eddie O credit.
Yeah.
He hires Joe Brady.
Well, he did go get. I mean, he went and got. Joe
I don't know
Burrow.
if he was the lead dog on Burrow, but he may have been, or if there was someone in the LSU
right.
Coaching staff or world that had a tie there.
So a little more impressive than Coker just walking into everything. He walked into everything.
Fair enough.
Everything.
So you're giving Eddie O a slight edge.
Yeah, over Coker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they lost their way for 20 years, which is not something that we thought Miami would do.
Yeah, they just haven't been good.
Because they grew up like Wilkes' age, Wilkes, who's up here with us. They grew up, Miami was not any good.
Right.
My age group grew up, Miami was good because of Howard Snellenberger, who was the offensive coordinator for Bear Bryant at Alabama and then bounced around and ended up at the U. And it's funny how a few years before that, Bowden goes to Florida State and Tallahassee is a total tumbleweed town and never had done anything. And the U had never done anything. And they both go there and they drive Florida State and Miami almost simultaneously to be powers. And then, you know, Snellenberger got fooled on the thing, I guess the USFL or whatever. And they get Jimmy Johnson, who was awesome. And then they get Derek Dennis Erickson, who was awesome. And I think Butch Davis was going to be just fine. He's only there for a minute and goes on to the Cleveland Browns, and we know what a disaster, the Browns have been. Speaking of, can you think of a dumber firing in football than what the Baltimore Ravens just did? I mean, John Harbaugh.
Oh my God!
All he does is win.
Yeah.
And live in the playoffs. And so now it's going to be interesting to see if he goes to the Giants. Is it where
it's his
Giants,
call, right?
The Giants.
Is it done?
Pretty much. I mean, it is 95% done.
Well, until Adam Schefter says it's done.
Oh, Adam Schefter. Okay. Yes.
I'm gonna wait on that.
Yeah. So
they're all in, sure, but I think everyone should be.
John Harbaugh, Jim Harbaugh's brother, has been unbelievable with the Ravens for years.
18.
Yeah. Won a Super Bowl.
The man's
lived in the playoffs. And he and Ozzie Newsome got it going. And then, boom. So this will be interesting to see what happens with Harbaugh.
12 out of 18 years he coached Baltimore, double-digit wins.
Okay, 12 of 18.
That is
damn.
Yeah. Won the Super Bowl a little earlier in the tenure, yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did. He beat his brother in New Orleans when the lights went out. If you remember, they lost electricity that night in the Superdome.
Yeah, love that. Classic.
I know. Can you imagine the freak out?
Pull the rug.
Dude.
Got to make sure the bets hit.
Super Bowl. Oh, my. Got to make sure the bets hit.
Everyone freaked out about that. That was awesome.
I mean, this is how good a coach he is. With Joe Flacco, he won a Super Bowl, and they almost won two.
Two, yeah.
I want you to think about that. They were within a whisker of winning 2 Super Bowls with Joe Flacco. And Flacco's a nice player, but he's not, dynamic.
That's what, dude.
What'd he say?
He said, stop disrespecting Flacco. And I'm with it, man.
Wilkes doesn't like it.
Yeah, he was special. He was. I like Flacco, dude.
No, he wasn't.
Flacco
but I mean, he was because of the way the Ravens were built organizationally. We talked about Lane, I did about a 5 or 7 minutes on Lane during the 7:30 segment on why is Ole Miss where they are today. Organizational structure. Lane Kiffin nailed it, and the Baltimore Ravens with Ozzie Newsome and John Harbaugh nailed it for years. Because, I mean, your roster is disrupted every year in the NFL. And yet they lived in the playoffs, won a Super Bowl, and almost won another one. So
they're going to bring him back a year. He retired 2 days ago, but now there's talks of him getting re-signed.
Where?
Cleveland.
Oh, to back up Shador?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he came in and played good ball last year. What is he, 9'3"?
I don't know if I'd say he played good ball, but he played solid football.
He played really good football.
Okay.
At least I remember that first game, he lit him up.
You're talking about what? I'm talking about. You're talking about 2 or 3 games.
Well, that's all he played.
But
yeah, well, I mean, as a backup though, that's all you want. Right?
Teddy Bridgewater did that under Sean Payton.
Whoa. We're not slandering Bridgewater.
I mean, he went 5-0 as the backup quarterback in New Orleans. I mean, Jameis Winston was had a damn good record just because, Sean is Sean.
I miss Jameis. I miss that guy.
Well, I mean, his quirky personality is perfect for you.
No doubt.
100%. I mean, that crazy man last year was riding around while I was at the Super Bowl week in New Orleans. He's riding around the quarter on a bike.
It's incredible.
With a video he is so weird and funny. Did you see him on with Peyton and Eli the other night? I was laughing. So I went over to the simulcast of the Monday night game or whatever night it was. I'm confused with the holidays and traveling. But I get right when Peyton's bringing Jameis on. And you can tell Peyton and Eli are laughing already.
Oh, yeah.
It's because something was being said during the break. And Jameis was freaking hilarious. Jameis Winston in the new world of new media could be unbelievable if he can harness it just a little bit. If somebody can get him focused enough to do 4 shows a week, he could be unbelievable.
He still wants to play ball. He wants to keep playing ball.
Yeah.
I mean,
Was he with the Giants this year?
He was.
Did he even get any snaps?
I think a couple.
I think a couple snaps, yeah.
Okay.
Well, Dart went down on concussion protocol,
Yeah,
maybe.
I think
when Dart went down.
I think he had 11. I think it was like 11 for 23.
He's all right.
Okay.
I'd take him and, hey, send him down there, back up, shook.
Marcus Mariota type numbers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Did you like that?
Yeah, I'm not.
Joe Flacco type numbers?
I don't like that.
11 to 23.
I'm not a fan.
2 picks, 142 yards.
My man's a 9'6", running a 4.8 40. Love it.
Who? Joe?
Flacco.
Yeah, Flacco. How old is he now?
40.
That's it?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's
I
going to
thought he came out in the same class as Eli. He must have been several years later.
Yeah, out of Delaware.
I remember that. Was it Delaware or Delaware State?
Could have been Delaware State.
Um,
It was.
You think
University of Delaware.
You think Joe Biden went to his games?
If he did, he didn't know.
Oh, wow. Wow. All right. Well, there we go.
He walked out on that field, and it was like football Jesus had hit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Flacco had 470 yards against the Bears.
Let's go. And how many tutties? Like 3 or 4 that game?
Our
4 tutties that game.
Our Joe Flacco discussion and John Harbaugh discussion, Ravens discussion today, is brought to you by Pearl River Resort. Bet 50, play 40 on the property of Pearl River Resort. We'll be there tonight to watch the game in the Vegas-style sportsbook. It should be wild. Ole Miss and Miami, biggest game in the history of Ole Miss sports. Ole Miss, Miami in the Fiesta Bowl. Miami laying 3.5. Ole Miss money line plus 142. Isn't that what I said earlier,
That's
Jackson?
correct.
Yeah, plus 142. Ole Miss money line. Can Miami contain Eccles, or will he be an absolute beast tonight? And Perkins. They were talking about Perkins on one show this week and how he's really turned the corner and taken his game to a whole nother level. We're driven by Fowler GMC, and your next GMC Yukon. when you look at
Dead presidents printed on paper. Cash money.
You like that? We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone.
Dead presidents printed on paper. Cash money.
I like that. Let's do that. We are the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone. Don't forget that Taste Italian Kitchen is now open in Ridgeland. TasteItalianKitchen.com. You will need a reservation, lunch or dinner. I mean, there's some exceptions, but we've heard from a lot of you who just thought you could walk in. It's not going to work like that. It may be for a while, but you know, when you walk in there at 11:45 at lunch, it's packed. So you go to TasteItalianKitchen.com to make a reservation. They have Volteo tequila. That's Dak Prescott's tequila. They have the Blanco and Reposado. Delicious for a Paloma, or with the Reposado, you can go with an old-fashioned. Volteo, Volteo, 100% blue agave, 100% additive free. Boom, Volteo tequila at Taste Italian Kitchen. Wonderful appetizers, sandwiches, wood-fired pizzas, and pastas. And their filet is sneaky good. So, actually, their burger's really good, believe it or not. So, it's across the board, baby, and there's one in Starkville, too. So, some people may have hit that last night after Josh Hubbard dropped 30. Go to that bar. The bar is absolutely beautiful. One thing about Craig, he's like a restaurateur and an interior designer, and kind of reminds me of Todd Sandridge. Todd Sandridge is a general contractor, owns Superior Foundation, and yet has this touch to, like, decorate. And this gift of an interior designer. Craig's restaurants are beautiful. Taste is nice. The bar is beautiful. The wine room is great. They've got 3 private rooms, and the outside area should be done maybe by March Madness. We'll kind of give you an update as we roll through February. But they're totally redoing that outside patio area there at Taste Italian Kitchen, and they have Volteo. And they have Elijah Craig, and, of course, they have Tito's, because you really don't have a bar if you don't have Tito's, right? I mean, everywhere I go, and we travel a pretty good bit, I think, you see Tito's in the bar. So there you go. Lunch today, TasteItalianKitchen.com, or tonight. We'll be at Pearl River Resort later today, and we'll be at Philip M's eventually, and then we'll hop over to the Golden Moon Casino Vegas-style sportsbook.
Nice. And
watch Ole Miss in Miami at 6:30. Our text line is, I think it's heavy Ole Miss, but Jackson made a good point. We've got some Miami people on our YouTube page, and then also there are some people picking Miami, but I think it's probably 70-30 Ole Miss on the Golden Moon Casino text line. Follow us on X at Bo Bounds, and the Budweiser caller line is 601-707-3750. Budweiser and burgers on the grill. That is a winning combination. 404 Atlanta area code.
All right.
On our text line. Ole Miss Cinderella story ends tonight. By the way, I'm from Mississippi, grew up a Mississippi State fan, but went to Georgia. So Georgia is number 1 for me. Mississippi State, number 2. Go Dogs. 404 Atlanta has Miami winning the game. White Denzel on the text line. 2001 Miami Hurricanes had NFL Hall of Famers that were 3rd and 4th string.
That's right.
Probably not that big.
They were young.
But
they were just younger.
But yeah, that was a loaded team.
Is it
Grumpy was at the hump last night. Wow.
Were they more loaded than some of the USC teams? Like, when you think of a loaded roster in college football, what comes? Obviously LSU in 19. What else comes to mind? I mean, that 01 Canes team has to be in the discussion.
Yeah, Southern Cal 03, 04.
In the discussion.
Miami 01. Bama.
Ooh, which
2010, 11, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know which one I'd go with. Would I go Chris Leak in that defense or Tim Tebow in that defense? I'm not sure. People in this area gravitate to Tebow, but forget how good Chris Leak was and how good that defense was. But yeah, those are some of the great teams of the 2000s that were dominant and full of NFL first rounders and second rounders, no doubt. But if you look at it, who was the best? The best QB out of that group is Burrow, right?
Oh,
because what was it?
It's close.
Ken Dorsey,
who was meh.
Tebow, meh. Chris Leak didn't even make the NFL. He was just a good college player.
Matt Leinart.
Cardell Jones at Ohio State, no, in the NFL. Leinart was okay.
Serviceable.
Not
even that, really.
Yeah, he was serviceable.
Well, he's on the Cardinals when they were in bad shape.
Carson Palmer was their first big-time quarterback before Leinart, and he was much better. I mean, they were both good, but Carson Palmer was underrated in the NFL.
Oh, yeah.
And if he doesn't take that shot to the knee in the first few plays of that playoff game when he was with the Bengals before going to Arizona,
right?
I think you have to ask the question maybe how that game would have played out if they don't wreck his knee in the first. I think it was in the first quarter.
Yeah, Marvin Lewis would have kept his job because they would have won.
Yeah, because Marvin Lewis
was
like Mark Stoops. He didn't believe in scoring touchdowns.
No.
So if Carson Palmer had a good, smart offensive staff around him, God knows what he would have done.
He was nasty.
Yeah, he was very, very talented.
Yeah,
no doubt. And was able to overcome that knee injury and come back and still play several years and play really well. You know, I don't even know I don't think he's in the media.
I think he's a family man, if I remember correctly.
Because we see Leinart on Fox.
He's reserved,
right? Are you just making stuff up?
No, he's a very reserved person.
Okay. Joe Burrow had 60 touchdowns at LSU his senior year or his last year. Excuse me, his last.
No, not 1 year. No way.
2019. Okay.
I don't know about that.
Not 1 year. No way.
No, not 1 year. But
yeah, I was about to say I've never heard of that in my life.
A total of 60 touchdowns. 16 in 2018 and 2019. 50.
44.
44.
Wow.
He threw that many tutties?
Wow. That's cause for a celebration of Budweiser and burgers
so
tonight on the
1A, or he'd have been 1, and then there'd have been a huge drop on those quarterbacks, right?
Yeah.
So it's 19 LSU? I don't know. I'm not willing to go there yet.
I would, because Burrow's playmaking ability and ability to throw the ball to his two wide receivers who eventually would go to the NFL and be top 5 wide receivers.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I mean, that Ed Reed guy could have helped out holding one of them down. They could have.
I don't know if Ed Reed would have necessarily manned up in man coverage with Jefferson or Chase, but I'm not going to deny the fact that he could have been a problem once they got into their route. And if he's, playing over the top and drilling somebody, then I think maybe you're right.
I mean, Sean Taylor was back there too.
Man, he was a great player. I hate that he got killed. That was awful. And he was a phenomenal player for Washington. And that was back when they didn't believe in scoring touchdowns. But Smoot talked about that on the show and how close they were. Because Smoot was at Washington and Sean Taylor got drafted while that all happened.
Yeah.
He was a hell of a player.
They had Vince Wilfork on that defense.
New England Patriots.
Antrell Roll.
Has there ever been a cheeseburger that
Wilfork
said no to?
Dude, he was built for cheeseburgers.
Yeah, much like Luka.
Cheeseburger.
Man, watching Luka the other night play live, he's so special. He's just playing with people.
Yeah.
When he wants to turn it on, he just scores at will. Hey, Superior Foundation for all your foundation repairs, driveways, French drains. Superior Foundation.